Welcome back to another Spinato Spin, and I do mean another Spinato Spin. It's great to be here. Super to have you here, of course. And of course, it's super to have summertime here. You know, great things are happening. All sorts of things are happening all over the world. Somebody's getting rich. Somebody's getting all that they ever wanted in life. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. And I wanted to give it to you in a real simple formula, real simple concepts, okay? Now, the first thing you got to have, okay, if you want to wind up with all you wanted, all that you ever wanted in life, or something special that you've always desired, you got to know what it is you want. You got to have a definiteness of purpose. And on top of that, you got to have a burning desire. So not only do you have to know what you want, you got to want it real bad. And then you've got to back it up with something very powerful called faith. You got to have the belief that it's really going to happen for you. You got to have that understanding that no matter what happens, you're going to keep going. And then the other part of what you want to do is you want to make up a plan on how you're going to get it. You want to set a timeline as to when you're going to get it and what you're going to do to get it. And then on top of all that, you're going to make sure you know what price you're willing to pay. You see, there's two parts of this that's very, very integral. The first part is knowing what you want. The second part is what you're willing to pay to get it. You see, if you believe that you're going to be able to pay that price, that's half the battle. That's more than half the battle, because that puts you in position where you're now becoming worthy of the desire. And you back it up again with burning desire, and that increases your ability to believe. You got to believe. It's real simple. Napoleon Hill laid it out. Whatever the mind of man can conceive, which means he can think of, you know, put together in his mind, use his imagination to come up with, all right, and believe, which is the other side of it too, because that's where faith is in action. And that's where you actually believe that you can achieve it. You can achieve it in whatever you can conceive, believe you can achieve. And it's been done a million times over by a lot of people. But the funny thing is, not really funny, but the reality of it is that a very minute percentage of the population where we live now and the ones that have gone never know what their definite of purpose is. That's pretty scary, isn't it? I mean, think about the people that have gotten what they wanted mentally, physically, socially, and spiritually, and financially in their lives, accomplished these great things. Well, let me ask you a question. How many people do you know that have fit that area? How many people do you know have hit all 5 of those spots? A 5-pointer, if you will. I'm going to hazard a guess. Probably not too many. All right? And I'm also going to hazard one more guess. I'm going to say none. Because you know why? The people that have made it, the people that have gone on to do great things, they don't spend a lot of time with people like me and you. They don't hang around. They don't sit around. It's like a gentleman that said to me one time when I was working in a bar. He bought me a Powerball ticket. He goes, if you win, I don't ever want to see you again. You don't know me. I said, you know, that's pretty interesting, huh? That means that you're going to have so much money, you don't have any time for anybody else, and that'll be the end of you. Well, that's what happens with these people. They get involved in other things. They've moved on. That's what you got to understand. The people that left us clues, they're so far gone, we don't even see their dust. They're so far ahead of us, we don't even know what they did. But we got lucky. There was a guy by the name of Napoleon Hill that was given a commission by Andrew Carnegie, who happened to be the richest man in the world at that time. And he said to him, young man, I'm going to give you a chance to do something incredible. I'm going to give you a chance to do something that's going to help change the world. I want you to find out and build the philosophy for what it takes for personal achievement. Now, up until that time, folks, there'd never been a way in which people knew how to get from point A to point B and gain the riches and gain the success that they wanted. See, but there was a lot of people that made it. There was nobody out there that actually told them on the script, on the basis of how they actually did it. So what he said was, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to talk to all the people that are the most successful right now and have been the most successful in the last 20 years. Talk to their family members, talk to whoever you have to, and find out how they did it. And Napoleon Hill sat there in stunned silence, as the story goes, told by Napoleon Hill. And he said he was just about ready to tell Andrew Carnegie the 5 reasons why he couldn't do it or why it would be a big challenge. And all of a sudden, he said, somebody was standing on his shoulder, a voice whispered in his ear, and you know what it said? It said, tell him you could do it. Tell him you could do it. Tell him how excited you are about it. And as Napoleon Hill translated, he said, he reached out and he said, I'll do it, Mr. Carnegie. As a matter of fact, you can count on me to complete the assignment. I will do it for you. And Andrew Carnegie, the richest man in the world at that point in time, reached out his hand, grabbed it, and said, I like your answer. And you know what else I like? I like the way you answered it. That's what we're looking for. So Napoleon Hill set on a journey, an incredibly difficult journey. Probably a journey that you, myself, I'm thinking about, and a lot of the people, if not very small amount of the population, would ever take. His job was to go out for 20 years to talk to 500 people without any pay. He had to go out there, and the richest man in the world would not pay him. All the richest man in the world would do is give him transportation to get to where he had to go to meet with people. And also, he would get him a letter of introduction so he could meet with the people. And that was it. He did it for 20 years. He went through a lot of aggravation, a lot of challenges, a lot of times of doubt, but he stuck with it. Carnegie and some of his family members supported him and said, you're going to do it. It's going to be unbelievable. You're building such an incredible piece of information that the world will be astounded for and learn so much about for years to come. And that's how we got the book Think and Grow Rich. And out of that book of Think and Grow Rich, we started getting more and more people that were making millions of dollars and being successful because they started to follow his principles. You see, there's 2 parts of this, too. It's Think and Grow Rich with a positive mental attitude. It's all about the positive mental attitude that helps you keep going. There's a lot of times you're going to hit a bump in the road and you're going to wonder why. You've got to have the ability to fight through it. We got a couple pictures here. Maybe this might stir you up and get you going. But think about who you are. Think about where you are right now. Let me ask you a question. Ever been on a vacation? On the beach, a couple chairs, little umbrella, beautiful view. How long was your vacation? About a week? Maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky? How would you like to go on a month's vacation like that? How would you be able to? How would you like to take 4 or 5 of your closest friends, people you love to spend time with you? What's stopping you? I'll tell you what's stopping you. You don't have any money. You don't have enough money to do that. Well, what about the opportunity to generate the money to get to where you want to go, to do the things you want to do? Let me ask you a question. Been to a 5-star hotel before? Sure you have, at least one time. Well, let me ask you a question. Would you like to have a maid if you can afford it? What do you think about that? A maid. So therefore, when you put your stuff on the floor, you go to put your stuff away, everything's all put away, nice and neat for you, right where you want it, exactly how you want it. You spend more time doing things to help other people, to find ways in which you can improve yourself at the same time, instead of spending time cleaning up after yourself. Did you ever think of that? That's something to think about, right? How about this one over here? How about a whole staff? How about a whole staff of people taking care of your needs in your mansion, in the house that you live in? If you can afford it, you can have it. That's what we're talking about. When you start talking about definite purpose, I'm not telling you this is what it's all about. It's not like let's make a deal, this is the prize you get. I'm just giving you ideas to think about. Maybe this is what you want. Maybe it's something else. Maybe your vision's totally different. Maybe you want to go out and help somebody, but you just don't have the time. Wouldn't you like the option to have the time? Wouldn't you like the ability and the way in which you can desire something strong enough and figure out a way and pay a price and become that kind of person that is worthy of that? Wouldn't you want to be that person? I'm sure that tears you up every day, but you don't want to admit it because you just think there's no way of doing it. Let's get back to the person out there that's way ahead of us and has everything they want. Let me ask you this question. Wouldn't you ask them, how did they do it? How did you do it? Well, I'll tell you one thing. They probably didn't get what they want by wishing for it, right? They didn't wish on a star. They didn't rub a magic lamp, okay? And they didn't get it by hoping. Oh, I hope I can get this. No, I don't think so. They had a burning desire. They had a desire that wouldn't quit. They had a desire that told them, it's worth it. Just keep going and going and we'll get where we got to go. That's what they had. Let's look at another picture here. Just keep your mind going. Chauffeur. You like driving? How would you like it if a chauffeur took you wherever you wanted to go? That's something pretty intriguing, isn't it? Even for a day. I mean, how about if you had enough money that you can get one once a month? I mean, I don't know. Whatever I'm just trying to get you going, get you thinking, stepping out of the box. I'm trying to stretch your vision, trying to get you to understand you don't have to be who you are right now. You could be somebody incredible. You could be somebody you didn't even read about in a magazine. You could be more than that. Story Oprah Winfrey, unbelievable, right? Who would ever thought that somebody like her would have became somebody like her? Came from nothing, turned her life around. How did she do that? Did you ever ask yourself that? Was she lucky? Publishers Clearinghouse? What was it? What was it that got her going? They say Bill Gates, $50 billion man. He worked 7 years and only took 4 days off in 7 years? And he got his thing going? And he got everything going? He changed the world, basically, is what he did? I was thinking about another one, too. How about Abraham Lincoln? What do you think his infinite or his definite purpose was in life? I bet you I know what it was. As he kept going and going through life, he had one thing in mind. And he didn't even like politics. But you know what he wanted to do? He wanted to free the slaves. He believed that's what mankind was meant to be. He wanted to help mankind. He didn't believe people should be suppressed like that. He went ahead and he gave up his life to do that. But he also gave up a large portion of who he was to become the kind of person to be able to free the slaves. See, there's so many stories. You can find them all. You can go back, you can read autobiographies or bibliographies, whatever. And you'll find all you need to know about what it took to get people to go where they want and who they were in the beginning and how small a means they started with and where they wound up. It's never where you are now. It's where you're going to go. Know this, too. I'll run this by you and we'll wrap it up with a couple more pictures. But understand this. Everybody has 3 stories. Everyone you ever will meet for the rest of your life have 3 stories they could tell you. You know what it is? Where they've been, what their past was like, where they are now, and what are they going to do in the future. What are they going to do in the future? Now, you know your past. You know where you are right now. But what about your future? What about your future? What are you going to be able to do? What legacy are you going to leave? Are you going to, I've heard this before. It kind of got me to the core. Are you going to be remembered? Are the only person that's going to remember you 20 years from now is some grave digger that polishes off your stone or has to move it somewhere? What type of legacy are you going to leave? You know, down the road they're going to say something about you. They're going to say either here lies a stud or here lies a dud. And that's all there is to it. It's either one way or the other. But I'll tell you what, you got so much to live for. You got so many things you can do. Understand this, it's never over. Ray Kroc was 57 years old when he founded McDonald's. When he got McDonald's off the ground, 57 years old. How old was Colonel Sanders? He was way past Social Security time. That's what motivated him. He was over 65 years old and he founded Kentucky Fried Chicken. You never know what's coming around the corner. You got young people like Bill Gates and Steven Spielberg and all those guys started very young. You never know when it's going to hit you. You never know when that inspiration's going to hit you. That's what we're here for in the Spinato Spin. We want to give you just enough of a nudge to get you where you want to go and get you where you really believe you belong. Let's check one more and we'll be just about out of here. What's this one? Abundance. Bible says live life with abundance. You know, that Christ was brought here so we can live abundantly. You know, you look at nature. Nature lives abundantly, doesn't it? You know, you look at a tree, right? All the blooms on it. What do they just put like one or two on there? It's amazing how much you get, right? There's a money tree right there. It's covered with money, but with blooms. It's unbelievable. Look how much is on there. Live abundantly. And here's the last one. Create your future. Well, you already created your future, whether you like it or not, okay, right now. But you could change it. You could change it in a second. You could change it in an instant. There's no telling how far you can go. Get your purpose down. Definite a purpose, burning desire, backed by faith, and we'll never know what ever became of you. Your parents, your family, whoever's around you will say, whatever happened to that person? Where did they go? I'll tell you what. They got themselves ready to go and they were on their way. Get on your way and get going and we'll catch you next week. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. Have a great night.